They do it. 100%, because the people go, oh, the audition. I'm like, you're allowed to audition. It doesn't mean you're going to get the part.
It doesn't mean you're going to get the part.
You might already have the person, and you're like, yeah, this is the person.
Yeah.
And they're like, cool, we've got the person. All right, let's do the auditions now.
They know already who they're looking for, because generally speaking, when they conceptualize a movie, they already know who they would like to get in position, potentially because of funding. They already have an idea of the type of actor and actress, and it'll probably be someone already named. Yeah. But they'll audition other people just for the sake of.
And even if you're amazing, in fact, you're the best.
Yeah, even if you're an amazing actor, you're the best.
You still probably aren't going to get it.
Yeah, you may not get it, you know.
Unless at that point you could look like an African-American woman at that point for Ariel. Yeah. But if you're Jessica and you've got blonde hair or red hair, you ain't getting the part.
Yeah. And then it's real cliquey too, depending on where you are. Some people go into the kissing, bum like process of it. And it feels real disingenuous to do that. I've never done that. Denzel was also famous for saying that, like, he's like, I don't have a lot of friends in Hollywood. He's like, because I'm not going to go to a party and kiss ass at a party in hopes of getting another role. But a lot of people, that's their MO.
You've had some amazing co-stars. Who stands out, do you think, when you look back as some of the great talents?
I don't look back. For what?
So what do you look to? Is there anybody that you're keen to work on? What do you still want to achieve?
Well, I want to have a good day today. I want to achieve that. Take it one day at a time.
One of your quotes is, acting is a way of making a living. Family is life. I guess that's something that you never lose sight of.
Well, what I said, as I remember it, many moons ago, was that when acting was my life. When I was young, you're young, oh, it's all I see, acting's my life. But when my first child was born, my son who's 26 now, I realized, wait a minute, no, this is life. Acting's making a living.
His movie career started nearly 30 years ago in 1981. But it wasn't until 8 years later that Denzel became a worldwide name, winning an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor in the Civil War movie Glory.
So career highlights, I guess, winning 2 Academy Awards would be at the pinnacle?
Then you go back to the past again.
Because I want to show all of this.
Hell, you got an agenda here going.
Here's Denzel
all right,
winning.
just tell me what it is you want, and maybe I can help you there.
What's it like?
Yeah, I won 2 Oscars, yes.
Life has taught me to just try and be the best that I can be. And I thank the Academy for saying to me that on this given night, I was the best that I could be.
Just this year, I won a Tony Award. That was lovely.
Yeah. Denzel Washington, a legend, an icon. We stan. We also know that if you ask him a certain question, he will shade the ish out of you, and you just have to sit there and take it. Believe us, we and Katie Couric found out the hard way. While visiting the Everything Iconic with Danny Pellegrino podcast, Katie relived an awkward interview she had with Denzel in 2004 for The Manchurian Candidate. Katie asked if the Oscar-winning actor agreed with the notion Hollywood folks should just stick to acting. His response, quote, I don't know what Hollywood folks are, first of all. Hollywood is a town that has some stars on the sidewalk. I'm not a Hollywood folk, end quote. When reflecting on the encounter, Couric says she was shaken by it.
I love him. I admire him so much. He's one of my favorite actors, but I remember walking out and feeling really kind of shaken that he had kind of gone after me in a way that was completely, weirdly uncalled for.
However, we think Katie may be overreacting just a bit. Denzel wasn't going after her, just challenging her word choice, the same way he did us during the Equalizer 2 junket.
I did want to ask you guys really quickly, as someone who's married in Hollywood, both of you black men married to black women for a number of years in Hollywood, what is the secret to that long-lasting marriage?
See, people, first of all, they say in Hollywood, like that's a place. We're in the movie business, and we live in Los Angeles. But I'm not in Hollywood. I don't have anything. I don't know what that really means to be in Hollywood. I have a good job. I'm an ordinary guy with an extraordinary job. And I like to do a good job of what I'm doing and pay the bills and take care of my family. But in Hollywood, there's no place where Hollywood people, or maybe there is a place where Hollywood people meet, but I don't go there.
They're not working.
Yeah, they're not working. That's right, that's right.
For black people in particular, do you think that we can truly make change as things are right now?
Well, it starts in the home. If the father's not in the home, the boy will find the father in the streets. Yeah. I saw it in my generation and every generation before me and everyone since. It starts in the home. You know, if the streets raise you, then the judge becomes your mother, and prison becomes your home.
There's been so many protests in America, especially during the election. Black Lives Matter movement, for example, and those issues. Has that movement in particular, the Black Lives Matter movement, helped race relations or not in America?
Well, listen, race relationships have to do with race relationships. You're white or whatever you are, I'm black or whatever I am. We're standing here talking now. That's how we get things done. You can't legislate love. The President of the United States can't legislate us into liking each other. We have to step forward and ask questions about each other and engage. There's no law that says, oh, because I'm president, you all got to get along now. So it's up to us.
It was something I read where you talked about your people from Mount Vernon saying that, like they've done like 40 years in the penitentiary together.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, and, incarceration rates in America has been a problem, especially as opposed to minorities. And Roman delves into the issues around the legal system. Do you think we've made any headway in the legal system?
I think it's more important to make headway in our own house. By the time the system comes into play, the damage is done. They're not locking up 7-year-olds.
Yeah.
I was in Chicago a couple of 3-4 weeks ago, and we saw these little kids on bikes with masks on the side of their head, like 5 or 6 of them. And the driver said, yeah, they're little yummies. I said, who? He said, little yummies. Look up, Google Lil Yummy. Lil Yummy was an 11-year-old murderer.
Wow.
And you look at his picture, you'll see the headshot of him, and he's like this. And he got murdered at 11 by a 14-year-old.
Wow.
Who's doing life now, and a 16-year-old.
That makes no sense.
You blame the system? Where was his father? Yeah. It starts in the house. It starts in the home. And well, my father got locked up. Well, where was his father?
Yeah.
Like I did talk about my 3 closest friends, and they did, 15 to 25. One did 28, this and that. I was the only one of the 3 that had a father in my life, even though my parents were together. But I still had a father who was a gentle man and a good example, and they didn't. We can blame the system if we want, but they didn't lock any of us up at 7.
Yeah.
We were all doing enough to get locked up at 13. My parents sent me in another direction. They didn't have anybody to help them, and they kept doing what they was doing.
So I've never nosedived into any particular acting group, whether I was in LA or here or anywhere else, is because I don't want to be that dude where I'm just like, I'm like, yeah, for everything. I'm agreeing with everything. It's so disingenuous for me to agree with everything. And also, they tend to not like independent thinkers. Hollywood's a very liberal place. It's a very liberal place where it's mafia-like. You have to go with what everyone else is saying.
Yeah.
If you tend to be an independent thinker, if you're a Mel Gibson, or if you're somebody that just has your own perspective, they will find a way to oust you and then try to make you look bad so that, or somewhat problematic.
Yeah.
When really at the end of the day, you're just caring, you're as an actor, you're trained to care about humanity. Because you're trying to portray it. So it's hard to separate the two. It's hard for me to be an actor that's just like, oh, I'm going to play these roles, but when I'm done, I'm Mr. Hollywood. I don't give a fuck about the homeless dude over there. I don't care about this person, that person, what they're doing with children, And then there's some people with integrity, and like a Chris Pratt, So you can always find your tribe. There's a Chris Pratt, there's a Keanu Reeves. You can find people of integrity that, they can still have a sustainable career. It's just your career path may take longer because you're not joining the mafia group. And Hollywood was started by the Italian mafia and the Jewish mafia. It was between both of those. That's where their methods of managing the entertainment industry came from. So there's always been exploitation, blackmail. There's always been this stuff going on. It's also been adapted into politics. In different sectors of society.
Oh yeah.
But that's. Hey guys, if you want to watch more clips, click here.
And if you want to watch the full podcast, click right here.